Hello and welcome to another Elf Meta deck profile. Today I am bringing you Green Frieza, that's right, starter deck Frieza. A little bit of hand destruction. Green was my original colour. I'm probably going to delve into one of my original decks. Was a set 1 Broly deck, was the first deck I ever took to all locals, and I'll build something like that for you guys soon. Let me know in the comment section below if that's something you'd like to see. Also, let me know, have you played this deck before? Let me know what you think of this build after I go through, obviously, the profile. Tell me if you'll make any changes to it. And please subscribe to the channel, like the video, because it really helps us out. Let's get through the deck profile here. So we have Frieza Leader. Permanent, you can't include Saiyan cards in your deck. If you could, I reckon this card and Leader will be absolutely broken. But I am happy to say, and currently undefeated. I've taken it to 1 locals and it's undefeated. So maybe I should plaster that all over the thumbnail. Undefeated Frieza deck profile, just to get clickbaity. But I've only taken it to 1 locals. It is undefeated at the moment. I'll take it to a few more, and I'm sure I'll get smacked here and there. But it's a really fun build. Auto with this leader, choose 1 Frieza's army card in your battle area, place it in the owner's drop area. When this card attacks a leader card, your opponent chooses 1 card in hand, discards it, and then add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, so you can get to Awaken pretty quickly with this leader. Awaken when your life is 4 or less, you may draw 1 card, switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode, and flip this card over. To where we get to the leader backside. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1 with an active main. Once per turn, choose 1 Frieza's army card in your battle area, place it in its owner's drop area, and then choose 1 card in your opponent's hand, discard it, and choose up to 1 of your green Unison cards, and it gains critical for the turn. Very, very important skill. The leader backside of this card is quite strong. Obviously, the hand destruction component is strong. And when you're running green, draw power is a problem. Whenever you're running hand destruction, you struggle with draw power, and that's where the first card comes in. You want to see this card turn 1. If you're not, it's probably too late for you. Frieza's Army Healing Pod is a brilliant field card. Once per turn, when you play a green battle card from your drop area, draw 1 card. We don't really look at the other active main, which is to play a 4 cost from your drop area. That's not what we want. We want to cycle from our drop, play from our drop, which is very easy in this deck. So you can easily plus off Frieza's army. You don't need something like Bio Broly. Let's look at a few cards that are going to help us out here. So we'll start off. This is just a searcher. So auto, when this card is played, look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 green Unison card with a specified cost of 2, or 1 green Frieza's army card with a cost of 4 or less, add it to your hand. Great searcher. Only running as a 2 of. Unison is critical in this deck for a lot of the skills. You do not want to be without a Unison in your battle area. So that's why I'm running this. Almost gets your Unison to 6 in your deck. Active battle for 1 green energy. If your leader card is green Frieza's army card, if you have a green Unison in play, this is why you need that Unison in play. A lot of the skills are like this, and you send this card from your drop to your warp, choose 1 of your leader cards or Unison, and gets plus 10,000 power for the battle. Great active battle if you want to move this card from your drop, gain extra 10k, but the main reason we want that is to make sure we want our 2 cost Unison as soon as possible. In your opening hand, you want a Unison, you want a Frieza's Army Healing Pod. Let's look at Zarbon Cosmic Elite. He's a blocker. For 1 green energy, choose 1 green card in your hand, discard it, and play this card from your drop area, triggering Healing Pod to get your draw. Auto, if your opponent has 5 or more cards in their hand, when this card is removed from the battle area by a skill or KO'd, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and discards it. So essentially what you want to do, they've got a big hand, say especially early game. You're playing this from the drop, drawing off Frieza's Healing Army Pod, popping it with your leader, whether you're getting closer to Awaken or giving you a Unison critical, and your opponent discards 1. If you're doing it on the leader backside, just make sure you sequence it so you know they're going to have enough cards to pop off the Zarbon and pop off the active main as well. We have Dodoria, really key card, so we're running 4 of the Zarbon and 4 of the Dodoria. Auto, if your leader card is green Frieza's Frieza card and you have a green Unison card in play, if this card is placed in your drop area from your hand by your skill, you may play this card from your drop area. You are playing this off your Unison most of the time. So your Unison is a discard one, draw one. So you're discarding this card to play it for free, drawing a card, and then draw another one off Healing Pod. So this is essentially a one-cost card that can draw you two. Also has the active main for 1 green energy. If your leader card is a Frieza card, a green Frieza card, you have a green Unison in play, add this card from your drop area to your hand, so you can recycle it as much as you like. 2 Dodoria Brimming with Power. This is a set 10 card counterplay. If your leader card is mono green, you have a green Unison in play. Battle card being played has an energy cost of 2 or less. It's placed in the owner's drop area instead of being played. Great for your floodgate cards. This card came from the anniversary box. Frieza Before the Fall has deflect limit 1. If your leader card is green Frieza and you have a green Unison in play, when your leader skill causes an opponent to discard from their hand, play this card from your hand. So use your leader ability to pop a card. Your opponent discards, you'll play this guy out, and then when this card is played, draw 1 card and discard 1 from your hand, so a little bit of cycle. You can discard your Zarbons, Dodorias, so you can recycle those guys as well. So it's a 19k for 1 energy, and it has an active main, which is really handy. Choose one of your other green Frieza army card, place it in the owner's drop, and your opponent discards 1 card from the hand, adding to that hand destruction. We have a battle card Negate, which is Ginyu, Captain of the Elite. Negate the attack and then play this card during your opponent's turn. If you have a green Unison card in play, reduce the energy cost by 2. Again, just how important the Unison is. Auto, when this card is played, add up to 1 green Frieza's army card with 9,000 power or less from your drop area to your hand, and if you did, choose 1 card in your hand and discard it. So a little bit of recycle there if you want to get something back to your hand. We have 2 Ribian. Tap 2, send from the drop to the warp for your opponent to discard 2. Pretty stock standard. We have 2 Fuse Zamasus. This card's still brilliant in green, but I think 2 is plenty in the deck. We want to keep the size, so I've got this deck at 52 cards. I won't want to go too much higher, just for consistency's sake, especially with having Frieza's Healing Pod and the Unison being so critical. So this card, Indestructible, activate for 1. If you have 3 or more energy, choose green battle cards in your battle area with 5,000 power or more and a total energy of 5. Place them in the drop area and play this card from your hand. And then when this card attacks your opponent, choose 1 card from the hand and place it in the drop area. So prime target for this is what you're going to be playing off your Unison being in play. Frieza Charismatic Villain. You guys probably know what this does by now. Counter play. If your Unison has 2 or more markers on it, you can play it for free. When this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 7 or less, and KO it. So it doesn't have to be the card being played, it's an auto, so you get this guy in play. And then if you got a Zamasu in play, you cycle him into the drop to get a Zamasu out that's indestructible and discard. Main Unison here is Frieza Xeno. Comes with the starter deck. A lot of these cards you can get in the starter deck as well, which is really handy. Permanent. This card will lose a marker from an opponent's attack. You may place 1 card in your life in your drop area instead. You lose a life, but also it's critical that this Unison is staying out, so you want to make sure you're protecting this guy as much as possible. Anyone who's smart will get rid of this because it's really the heartbeat of the deck. +1, choose 1 card in your hand to discard it and draw 1 card. -1, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 4 or less, KO it, and choose up to 1 of their Unison cards and remove a marker from it, which isn't too bad. 2 copies of Golden Frieza, a New Found Might. This is the Unison that really makes the deck pop. So this is your late game. It's got Empower 4, so can inherit markers from your other Unison out. Dual attack and block it. Counter attack, play this card with 3 markers on it. Great to play this card defensively, also aggressively, depending on the situation. I've played this card as a counter attack when my opponent swung and just removed their entire field with this auto. So if this card has 4 or more markers on it, which it will from the Empower most likely, when this card is played, choose all your opponent's battle cards and KO them. Beautiful. Field wipe with a counter attack. They've generally tapped out to play something. It's really comfortable to be able to wipe a board, and then you got a blocker in play. Has a -4 active main. This card gains plus 10,000 power and triple strike for the turn, and then switch this card to active mode at the end of the turn, so you've got your blocker back. Why this card is your game ender. So there's 2 in the deck. You're popping a Frieza's army card off your leader to give you a Unison critical. So you want to make sure you do your -4, gain triple strike. Then once you've gained triple strike, you pop a card, give it critical. You've now got a 30k dual attack, triple strike, critical. Just insane. So if you're camping them at high life, control their hand for as long as possible. They're not going to have much to defend against that card. Once you get that combination off, you are almost golden. 2 copies of Majin Buu, which is the Floodgate. When you play this card, negate the attack and then choose 1 card in your hand, discard it, and then your opponent has to discard 2 cards every single time they attack. Dormant Potential, I went for the Vegeta art because I'm being really flashy with my art lately, if you've seen in my profiles. I just want to see how max I can get these decks. Dormant Potential on these, brilliant card. Leader card is mono green. Choose any number of your opponent's battle cards, total add up to 2 or less and KO them. And then if you have a green card in your hand, discard it. Your opponent can only attack 1 more time for the turn. Not limited to battle cards. Unison's leader, fantastic. So it's got removal and the beautiful permanent. Again, if you have a Unison in play, which you want to have in this deck, play it without paying its energy cost. Absolutely beautiful. 2 copies of Homicidal Clones. If you're at 5 or more life, take a life, you can play it for free, or you can tap the 2 energy and gain a token that has 5,000 power, 5,000 combo power, and it gains blocker. Sells Earth-Destroying Kamehameha. It's 15k if your leader card is green, and you activate this card, choose 1 card in your opponent's hand and place it in the drop area. They shuffle their hand, you take something. Hope that you take a secret rare. Beautiful. Secret rare we are running in this deck is Cell Max, which I honestly think is probably right up there as being the best green secret rare at the moment. I feel like green is so close to being aggressive that this card could potentially spike in the future if they don't make something more broken. Quad Strike, if you have 3 or less energy, this card can't attack or be removed from the barrel area. No worries, I can camp it at their turn 1 and you can just sweat until I hit 3 energy. Auto, if a skill will remove this card from the battle area, choose all your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier, KO them and place 1 card from your opponent's life in the drop area. Removal, and you burn a life for free. If I could run a Saiyan in this deck, Paragus would be paired up with this. Stay tuned, Broly set 1 is going to have this secret rare in it. Active main for 1 green energy. If your leader card is green, play this card from hand. Beautiful. We have Dark Tower. This is our overall for the deck. Why? Because it's hand destruction. Overall 3, pretty easy to get. We're not putting as much in our drop area with this deck, so nice to have there. If your leader card is green or yellow, choose 1 card, 1 of your leader cards that gains 5k, so your leader can potentially go up to a 20k. And then your opponent chooses 1 card in hand, place it in the drop area. Beautiful. 1 copy of Smoke, because Smoke is amazing. You guys know what it does. Deflect, you can either get your draw 2 if there's 7 or more cards between you and your opponent in the drops. You can remove a 7 or less ignoring barrier. You can remove a 2 cost Unison with 7 or fewer marks on it. Fantastic. And because we're playing hand destruction, I've got 4 copies of Android 18. When this card is using a combo, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand, place it at the bottom of their deck. Nice thing about this super combo as well is it's not tied to any life, so you can do this at 8 life if you want to. Really handy. If they're trying to put early aggression on, they're comboing cards from their hand, you know what they want to do, you're making them bottom deck when you're using one of these. Looking at the Z deck here, so we have 3 copies of Frieza Resurrected. Deflect, Double Strike. I'll be honest, I haven't really played anything from my Z deck with this leader, but you never know. It's always handy to have these cards there. When this card is played, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 5 or less and KO it. Not bad for 1 Z energy and 2 energy. Once per turn, place one of your Z energy in its owner's drop area. When one of your other green battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or more attacks, your opponent discarded one card from the hand. Feeds into that hand destruction that we're going for. 3 copies of Jiren. Deflect. When this card is played, choose one of your green battle cards with an energy cost of 5 or less, and it can't be removed from the battle area by your opponent's skills until the end of their next turn. Make sure you declare this skill, guys. If anyone watched, please go back through the channel. We have the streams from our national championships. I'm sorry, Mr. Lou. But yeah, very, very important skill. I wish you were there representing us in Australia at Worlds. But go, Robbie. You're now officially part of Australia. Active main limit 1. Place any number of your opponent's Z energy cards in their owner's drops. Choose up to one of your opponent's Unison cards, remove a marker from it. And for each Z energy placed in the drop by this skill, additionally, if you place 2 or more Z energy in the drop by this skill, this card gains plus 10,000 power and double strike for the turn. Nice 25k double striker. And again, you never know when you need to cycle something out of your hand or just get close to that awaken. If someone tries to camp you, the leader does self-awaken, but if you want to waste one energy, you need it there. Sometimes it's just handy to have that extra awaken condition in the deck, which is why I put one Vegeta in there. So that's the deck, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Tell me if you've built this leader, how you've built it. I've versed blue with this deck. Tyson is a very good player down here in Australia, and he's topped a lot of events. He ended up beating me in the end, but I made him discard, I think it was 18 cards in one game when I was first testing this out before I tweaked it to the version that it is today. And it was absolutely insane. The amount that this deck can actually discard is really solid. Most of the time I'm not playing from the Z deck because I'm using the 1 or 2 energy to either keep up for negates or keep up for Cells Kamehameha, or I'm tapping one to get a Zarbon back to my hand, along those sort of lines, making sure I'm getting that cycle happening. But really fun deck if you guys want to take it to locals. I know you'll really enjoy it, especially if you're a green player waiting for a nice green deck. Jump onto this one. Thanks for joining. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Please like, and again, leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one.